will see the images, the split-second moments of violence, the heartbreaking portraits of grief, the stark landscapes of destruction. Modern conflict is defined by the immediate photographic record, but for the first time in human history, the camera was present at war over 170 years ago, and the earliest images look nothing like the ones we see today. The story of war photography begins with a remarkable pioneer, John McCosh. He wasn't a journalist, he was a surgeon in the British Army. McCosh carried his heavy camera equipment, likely a daguerreotype, during the Second Sikh War in India, 1848 to 49. He documented the campaigns, the landscapes, and some of the key personnel. McCosh's photos are some of the first taken during a military campaign, pioneered the field simply by virtue of having the persistence to document it. But the real challenge lay in the slow technology of the time. Early cameras needed long exposure times, massive plates, and mobile darkrooms, making true combat photography impossible. You couldn't capture a cannon firing, you could only capture its aftermath, the Crimean landscape. The first war to be systematically photographed was the Crimean War, 1853 to 1856. The most photographer was Roger Fenton, funded by art dealers and the British government. His mission was not to show the horror, but to inspire patriotism and raise funds for the new war effort. Fenton focused on the vast picturesque landscapes, the stiff portraits of officers, and the setting of the conflict. He famously captured the barren slope littered with cannonballs, which he titled The Valley of the Shadow of Death. The photos were impactful, yet utterly sanitized. The smell of death, the wounds, the chaos, it was all left out of the frame because the patrons didn't want the public to see their brutal cost. The brutal pivot. That polite sanitation ended with the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Photographers like Matthew Brady and his team, especially Alexander Gardner, were driven by commercial interest and a desire to capture history. With slightly faster technology and armed with mobile darkroom wagons, they captured the unprecedented scope of the slaughter. For the first time, Americans saw detailed, gruesome images of the dead. Gardner's photographs from the Battle of Antietam, particularly A Harvest of Death, forced the public to confront the physical consequences of war in ways paintings never could. The portraits of war shifted permanently, proving the camera could be a powerful tool not just for documenting history, but for exposing its moral cost.